All right, so I have to do a voiceover for this one because my audio got deleted, but not the video. So this might be a little bit off. But what we're going to be doing in this video is going over how to lay out this opening for the feet. So it is centered. It's 2 inches wide um, at the top, 1 inch at the bottom, and 1 1/4 inches in height, so 1.25 in height. So first thing I want to do, make sure that your shelf component is active. Um, Again, really, really important to make sure that that's active. We'll go ahead and create a new sketch and make sure that we select that front plane just like we did for the hole that we created. So what we're going to do is just like we created for the hole. We're going to start with a rectangle that we're just going to draw out and then align it where we need it to be. So looking back at the plans again, that rectangle is going to be 2 inches wide by 1 1/4 or 1.25 inches tall. So we're going to head back to Fusion in a second, and we'll go ahead and we will draw that out. So I grabbed my rectangle tool. I'll draw that out. Type in 2 inches for the width. Hit that tab key and set my height to 1.25. And then press enter to set that rectangle and exit out of the rectangle tool. Okay, so now that I've got my rectangle drawn, I'm going to use what's called the constraint tool for the midpoint. It's up in the top. It's the little triangle. If you don't see it, click on the constraints drop down and it should be right there. It's called the midpoint. It's the little triangle. So I'm going to select the top of the rectangle I just drew, and then I select the top of the main shape, that main rectangle. And that's going to go ahead and align that right to the middle as well as to the top. So once I get that aligned, I'm then going to press the escape key to exit out of that. And now I want to design for the bottom. So for that, I'm going to use the line tool, and I'm just going to draw out a line that is 1 inch long. So I'm just going to click and drag that over. Make sure that your angle is at 0 and type in 1 inch for the length of it. So now I'm going to align that to the bottom of the rectangle that I drew there. So back to that midpoint tool. So I click on that midpoint tool. I get that selected. Again, it's in that constraints drop down. I click on the line I drew and then the bottom of that rectangle, and it will align it directly in the middle. So now all I need to do is use that line tool to connect that 2 inch line at the top of the rectangle right there to that endpoint on those lines on both sides. And you'll see that with the line tool here. So just click, bring that down, click again. So that'll be that one side. Click there, click again. Make sure it snaps to those endpoints. Now all I'm going to do here is delete the lines that I don't need. So to do that, you just select them once they're highlighted blue, and then press your delete or backspace key. So just again delete those lines because I don't need them. Then the last thing I need to do is cut that or extrude it to a cut. So finish my sketch, go to my extrude tool, select that, just like I did before, to object, make sure my entire object is selected, it will make that cut. And there we have the cutout for the feet. Thank you for bearing with me on this voiceover. I know it's not great, but in the next video, you're going to see how to cut out that opening that's going to create that joint for your shelf. See you next time.